and welcome to SOFO Presents Nature in Your Neighborhood. My name is Ilea Serafi, and I am one of the nature educators at the South Fork Natural History Museum, or SOFO, located in Bridgehampton. The SOFO program I will be talking about today is called Monsters of the Animal Kingdom. Many people have a fear of different types of animals. Often we hear about people being afraid of snakes or spiders. Now, many of these fears aren't based on the animal and its behavior, but more based on its looks. Pretty much the main goal of all animals is to survive and pass their genetics along in offspring. To do so, some animals have had to acquire some strange adaptations. The three main reasons for animals to make themselves look weird or scary is to reproduce, to find food, and for predation or protection from that. Many species of anglerfish live in the deep sea where everything is black because sunlight does not reach its depths. This fleshy growth sprouting out of the fish's head acts as a lure, and this altered dorsal spine that allows that lure to look the way it does is only seen in females. This lure shines and attracts prey right in front of the anglerfish's mouth to then be eaten. Snapping turtles are not as evolved as many other turtles are these days. Unlike these other turtles, snapping turtles cannot pull their legs and their head into their shell for protection. Because of this, their only form of protection is to snap with the beak of their mouth. The strength of an adult snapping turtle bite is powerful enough to bite through bone. Similar to the anglerfish, snapping turtles have a lure system to aid in their hunt for food too. Their tongue has the appearance of a bright red worm that draws the attention of neighboring fish and frogs when the turtle remains motionless underwater. Now here's a picture of a cookie cutter shark. Their coloring allows them to hide in darker water and appear as smaller fish. When animals go to eat the presumed smaller fish, this shark lunges at them and attaches itself to their skin using its lips as suction. The wound that is left behind in its prey looks just like a cookie. The western Perotia is a bird that inhabits Indonesia. The males have a very intricate plumage with shiny, colorful feathers on their chest and long black plumes that shoot off their head. In order to find a mate, the males perform a ballerina-like dance for the females. First, he starts with a gentleman-like bow to address his audience, and then continues on his tiptoes, twirling round and round, his wings serving as his tutu. Then he will shake his head and neck rapidly to really emphasize the beauty and iridescence on his chest feathers. This fancy male is an example of needing to adapt in very unique ways in order to successfully reproduce. The goblin shark is a species of fish that usually lives at the bottom of the ocean along the continental shelf. They grow to about 12 feet long when mature. They have an elongated, flattened snout and teeth in the shape of nails. Their sharp top and bottom teeth are attached to ligaments tucked into their mouth. When its prey is just out of reach, the shark extends this elastic tissue attached to the jaw out of its mouth to grab the food. It thrusts its jaws about 3 inches out of its mouth and then just sucks the jaw back in once it's latched onto its prey. The star-nosed mole is easily identified by the 22 pinky flesh appendages ringing its snout. In dark underground tunnels, these sensory receptors work as our eyes would, helping find food and avoid predators. This mole eats insect larvae similar to its relatives, but it also, because they inhabit areas close to wetlands, their diet is primarily made up of aquatic insects, annelids, and other invertebrates in the water. The oyster toadfish, a common marine fish in our coastal waters, is one of my favorite fish at SOFO. This fish has a very long tail that they hide stealthily between rocks, just exposing their face. Just as their name implies, their head shape resembles that of an oyster. Now, if you take a closer look at their bottom lip, you'll notice many different filaments or appendages dangling down that look like different algal or maybe seaweed growth. The toadfish lies motionless, waiting for prey to pass close by, and then attacks by surprise. Fish, crabs, and shrimp walk straight up to their face, thinking they're going to get a tasty shellfish or seaweed snack, but instead they themselves become the meal. The opossum was actually my inspiration for this program. We have a fake fuzzy possum in our dying tree exhibit that tends to intimidate a lot of our younger visitors. I can totally understand why it would. They do bare their teeth when they're intimidated. However, if that doesn't intimidate whatever is scaring them, the opossums have a backup plan. When threatened or harmed, they will actually play possum, mimicking the appearance and smell of a dead or sick animal. This reaction, believe it or not, is not a voluntary one. When an opossum is playing possum, its lips are drawn back, the teeth are bared, saliva foams at and around the mouth, their eyes close, and a foul-smelling fluid is secreted from their anal glands. The opossum will typically regain consciousness after a period of time ranging between 40 minutes to even 4 hours. These are only a few examples of the really wild things that can be found in nature. Even though these animals look intimidating and scary, it does not mean that we should be afraid of them or see them as bad or evil. They do whatever they can to survive. I hope you enjoyed my program on the monsters of the animal kingdom. Look for more programs about nature on the South Fork in the SOFO calendar of events on our website, sofo.org. Thank you.